Right, it's time to sort the bulk. We are going to just go through perfect order and sort the bulk out, see what we've got, start to sleeve things and get them in the binder. To start with, I've just got a few of the EXs, art rares, full arts, and SIRs that we already pulled. So we will put those to one side for now. And we're just going to go through the whole process of sorting into types. So you should be able to see everything hopefully on the camera up there. Let's try and actually do these in the right order, shall we? So steel, let's just go through and get fire, of course. Fire, water, electric, and what comes after electric is probably, I don't know, doesn't really matter. We'll go with fighting, I think it's psychic actually. Then we'll stick a psychic. We've got a dark there, we've got a haunter, we've got a steel, we've got and colorless, and we've got trainers. So let's just start going through everything. And I'm pretty confident we've got the full base set, but let's just go through. Actually took me a long time to pull one of the star U's as well. I have a few now though. And we are putting this master set together with the kids technically. My daughter is definitely helping. A lot of these are cards she's opened. My son, on the other hand, likes to keep all the cards to himself. But if we're lucky, if there is anything we need that he's got, I know he's got some illustration rares, which he definitely won't swap. But if he's got anything reverse hollow based, he's usually up for a trade. Okay. Not sure why that's... Oh, these should be hollows, but this one again is from the Build and Battle, so that's a non-hollow, so that's a special card on the side. We have got some hollows, hopefully all of them. Rocky, telepathic. Don't actually see a... Oh, there we go, growing energy. We'll go through those afterwards though. And we've got a decent stack of reverses. So we'll go through those as well. But first we're going to sort all of these into the right order and take out the swaps. So that's everything sorted. You can see the sideways piles are all the swaps, and you can see here there are way more swaps. This is such a tiny set. I think I've got everything. There's only a few electric, few water. I might be missing one common water, but we'll find out. But we'll get rid of all these, sleeve these things up, and then we'll get the binder ready. So luckily we had precisely enough sleeves left here for the base set. Hoping that's everything. We've still obviously got all of our hollows, reverse hollows, some of the little extras. I've now got these 3 boxes of duplicates, which is almost a full base set multiple times. There's only a couple of cards like the Pokey Ball, which we didn't pull very many of. We've got all of our EXs and our art rares ready to go. So we'll put those in after. We're going to go through first and do all the base set. And we've got loads of hollows. So I know there's some definitely missing. We definitely don't have the horn to hollow, but we might have everything else. I don't know yet. So we're just going to move those out of the way for now. And hopefully we've also got all the, sorry, reverse hollows. Hopefully we've also got all the hollows. So, new binder for this one. Voltex, obviously. We'll have used, that was loud. We have used a couple of different brands of binder, and I agree with the internet that Voltex is definitely the best ones. Take the paper out. The only problem I find though, I don't think you get it with the 4 pockets that people tend to use on videos, but getting the thing to actually stay flat is problematic. I'm not sure we're even really going to get to the middle, but I will take the paper out all the way through to save the rustling sound. So let's just see if that is okay. Okay, we've got the little booklet, because I don't know where the EXs etc. live, so I'll be going through counting off based on this. So let's get started. So we got spinner rack, and we'll be leaving space with the reverse, and obviously if there's an EX with the 3 pocket, it doesn't really matter. They kind of flow, they end up in 2s, they end up in whatever. Spinner rack, Arados, so that's going to go there. You do end up typically with a nice pattern though of kind of common, and then hollow, reverse hollow, whatever. Let's get, so that will be there. So Shaman here, reverse Shaman next to it, Snivy and Servine, which means whenever it's a sort of 5 like a dice on this side, on the next page it will be the opposite. So on this side, Servine reverse will be there, then the Superior hollow will be there, and the reverse hollow there, and then Scatterbug will be here. And followed by Spupa. We have loads of these guys. Pavilion. So reverse Pavilion, Rowlet up here, reverse Dartrix. And this is where it gets confusing if you haven't got the booklet. You have Dartrix there, reverse Dartrix, and then that will be Decidueye EX, which we'll come back to. We've got that. So then this one here will be Fletchinder. This can be confusing when you come back to it later and you haven't got the book. You think you've messed up the ordering. So Fletchinder, reverse, Talonflame. We pulled about 20 of these as well. Talonflame, reverse. So this is a completely messed up page because of that EX. But we will have reverse, so then we'll have Salandit up in the top corner, and we should get back onto a bit of a pattern again. Well, no, we won't, because we're going to have reverse, EX, and then Turtonator there, followed by, get that in, Turtonator reverse, and then Seal. I get that it's much harder to tell what's what without the with a 4 pocket binder. You can go 2, 2, 2, 2, which is a lot easier, but especially for a set like this, a 4 pocket binder just feels like a complete waste, because this is going to be half an empty binder and they're not cheap, and these also fit really nicely on our bookshelf, so it's part of the reason we use them. Seal, reverse, Dugong, which is a hollow, reverse, Staryu. I'll turn the page on our little guidebook now. So that works nicely. Staryu reverse, Starmie EX, Lapras EX, Amora reverse, Volcanion, and Volcanion reverse. And then we're into the electric type, but there's very few of these. So we've got Shinx. Kind of almost want to start a new page. There's so few cards. You could start a new page quite easily for each type. Luxio, and then just bulk it out with energy cards or something. So Luxio reverse, Luxray, holo, reverse, and then oh no, Dedenne. There we go. Dedenne there. So Luxio, Luxio reverse, Luxray, Luxray reverse, Dedenne, Dedenne reverse, Clefairy, and Clefairy reverse. And then so Clefairy reverse, Mega Clefable, and then Mawile. It does get really quickly confusing. Mawile reverse, Esper, Meowstic. See, these are easy when you haven't got EXs to worry about. Meowstic reverse, Spritzy reverse, Aromatisse. I think, yeah, Aromatisse reverse, and then Nosepass reverse, Probopass. They're weird. I've never really understood some of these Pokemon. They were not the generations that I was kind of around for. Well, maybe they were. Anyway, I never really got them. Probopass, Hippopotas, Hippodon, Hippodon reverse, Landorus holo, Landorus reverse, Binnacle reverse, Barbaracle. We've also got the promos of these from Build and Battles. Reverse, and then Tyrant reverse. And then I believe there's a holo. I'll turn the page again. Yeah, so there's a holo Tyrantrum there, followed by reverse Tyrantrum, and then Hawlucha for the last fighting type. Then we're going to have reverse Hawlucha, and then we are into Ghastly, Haunter, and then Gengar's going to sit there, and reverse Gengar up here, and Skorupi there. I was able to put that in to almost finish off my grass decks as well, which I've been working on for like 6 months. So that'd be reverse Drapion, and you get Drapion reverse Yveltal. I call it Yveltal, and there's a name Yvette, and there's not a name called Yvette, so Yveltal kind of sounds alright too. Oh no, Chempao. So hang on, Drapion reverse, Yveltal, and then Chempao, which I'm hoping is a holo. I think it is, yeah. Holo Chempao, reverse holo Chempao. That is Mega Skarmory. So then we're on a new page, which is quite nice for all the swords. Reverse there, Doublade. And we've got the promo version of that as well, which is way nicer. That's still nice. So reverse Aegislash, and reverse, and then Klefki, and reverse. So no EXs in that section. And then we've got Rattata down here. I've got it just here actually. I've got my Build and Battle deck for Doublade and Klefki and everybody there. I'm going to be building this out into a full 60 card deck, including Genesect EX and some others. So if you're into deck building, check back in. Hopefully this time next week we'll have that sorted, and we'll be, well, actually potentially the following week when rotation has kicked in, we'll take that deck down to the local shop and give it a go. Anyway, Rattata, reverse Raticate, reverse Snorlax. Oh no, we've got Meowth EX. I don't know if we have that. Raticate reverse, Meowth, Snorlax. This can really mess you up if you don't spot those EXs. Snorlax reverse, Bunnelby reverse, Diggersby, Diggersby reverse. Fletchling. This annoys my daughter quite a lot that he's not next to the evolution. Fletchling reverse. Furfrou. Furfrou reverse. And then we are into the item cards, and which gets even weirder with the fossils, because obviously they evolve into the actual Pokemon. So Furfrou reverse, Jaw fossil. I would ordinarily space these and put a few energy cards here, and then start the item cards on a new page. But given that this is going to be fossil, reverse fossil, fossil, reverse fossil, and they turn into Pokemon, that works really nicely that they stay there. And then we're over to a new page, I think, this is another EX, no, a new page for core memory. So we got one in there, one. This makes it a lot easier now because we're beyond the EXs now, so we're just going in for every other slot. Nice and quick. And then we reverse the pattern. I've assumed actually that I've got them all. I think I have. Judge. Lumino City. Lumino Skillet. Naveen. Pokeball. So we only pulled one of those, which I'm pretty surprised by. We have got actual half booster box though, arriving at the weekend. So whatever we don't get today, I'm hoping we'll get from that before we start trading. It'd be pretty cool to pull an entire set, but I'm sure we'll end up buying some of the art rares and special illustration rares. Okay, Pokemon Catcher, Potion, and then we're over to Rose's Encouragement, and I think, nope, that's over one. Rose's Encouragement, reverse, Tarragon, ooh, reverse, and then we've got Growing Energy. In fact, let's grab some of those now. We'll get Growing Energy and its reverse, Fighting Energy, well, Rocky Energy and its reverse, Telepathic and its reverse, and then we'll leave the rest of this and we'll start art res on a fresh page. We'll get these three in while we're here, and then actually what we'll do is nip back through and put the hollows in their spots. I don't think there are very many of them. Mostly it's these energies. So we are Tarragon reverse, Growing Energy, reverse Growing Energy, Rocky, reverse Rocky, and then Telepathic. So we'll have reverse there, and then we'll fill the rest with probably with sleeves. Although we do have, maybe that's where we'll put these, because we do have a couple of these. Pretty sure we've got a non-hollow Rocky, so maybe those special cards could go in here as well. Usually I'd put them at the back. We'll see. I also have these. I could space these out here. I've only got 3 of them, so it would look quite cool having all 3 at the bottom, maybe. And we'll see. So you can kind of see this is how I sort. I tend to go through and just make a little pile of each. And I will do this for each type. So if I'm sorting the grass types, I'll spread all the different grass types out. On a set like this, it's nice and easy in a little space, but sometimes it gets out of hand. But check out the terrible centering on that guy. So I am going to put it in the binder, but I'm going to just tuck that in the back as a kind of, look how bad the centering is, sort of extra promo for myself. So we'll keep 1 Landorus, we've got 1 Chien-Pao. We've only got 1 Gengar. I've pulled more, so I don't know where they've ended up. Tyrantrum, one of them there. 1 Superior, there's some bad centering on these actually. Get 1 Superior, 1 Dugong, 1 Aurorus, 1 Luxray, and that's it. That's all we need, and the rest are in the trades. And we will go through. That's going to go Servine, so that's going to go here. Grab myself some more sleeves. I'm using these sleeves, which are kind of a little big. There was a bit of a shortage of sleeves for a while, so we had to order those online. but I prefer, there's another brand the local shop does that is, they're just small, a little bit smaller, not tight, but just a little bit smaller. Okay, so we've got our Superior, we've got Scatterbug, Spupa, Pavilion down here, Rowlet. Obviously, we're going to have Decidueye, Fletchinder, Talonflame. Oh, no, that's okay. Talonflame, Salazzle will come later. So Dugong's going to go next to Seal. You get that there. Seal. Staryu. And obviously we've got Starmie EX, followed by Lapras, blah, blah, blah. So I think we are... Oh, no, we've got Aurorus. Oh, no. What have I done? Ah, see, this is what happens. This is what happens. So what I've done here is I've jumped straight from Amora to Volcanion, and it was supposed to be Aurora. So Aurora is supposed to be here, Volcanion is supposed to be there. So I'm going to have to go through and shuffle everybody over by one, which I'm not going to make you watch, because that is painful. So what I will do for now is, for the sake of these last few hollows, I'm just going to tuck this in here. And then I'm going to finish these last few guys, and then I'll redo the whole binder from that point. And I will say some bad words. I bring you back in for the rearrangement. I also forgot Zygarde, so the whole thing was completely out. Diggersby, Fletchling. It's just a bird with a big head, isn't it? Fletchling reverse. Furfrou. Try not to fold these little bits over because it's kind of ugly. That's the sort of thing that bothers me. Fletchling, Furfrou, Jaw Fossil. This messes it up now. I said before that I didn't want to. I wanted to get all of these guys on one page, so that then the items would start separate, the true items. But now we're going to have this over here, so that's going to go there, and I'll take all these out and keep shuffling them over. Okay, everybody is where they should be. So let's fly back to the beginning. I'll tell you what, we'll take the binder away for a sec, and we're going to sort through the reverses so that we're not just shuffling through the whole thing. I also shuffle these, sort these in a really chaotic way, which I'm sure everyone will hate. I'm gonna guess I'm missing quite a few of these. Don't know how many. I know I'm missing the Gengar, but I don't know if I'm missing, one other or 10 others. It's really hard to judge. It's a pretty decent chunk of cards here. Oh, I put Pokepad on its own. And I've got a lot of dupes, so we'll see. But it'd be pretty cool to not need too many. And I'm not going to swap yet. I have given other people some of the ones that I knew I had swaps of, but I'm not going to ask anyone for swaps yet because we're opening this half booster at the weekend. And it'd be cool to just try and... I don't want to fill it up with swaps and then end up with a load of cards I don't need. So we've got the reverse Pokeball though. I'm going to kind of roughly sort these. It'd help if I knew how many there were, really, wouldn't it? Shaman, Servine. Sorry, doing that off camera. Rowlet, Dartrix, Snivy. I think we've got Spinarak, Shaman, Pavilion, Servine, Spupa, Shiny. So I think those are all dupes. So we'll put those over here for now. Where will we put them? We'll put them up there. And what I need to do really is sort all of these so that I can get rid of them. Aurorus, Volcanion, Seal, Amora, Dugong. Already have a Volcanion. Seal, 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 Dugong, Dugong, Seal, Amoris, Volcanion, Amora. Right, so that's all swaps. This is part of the name. In the 90s, collecting all this stuff, we used to be like flying through these in the playground, except we didn't do Pokemon. We were more Marvel fans back in those days, so it was like X-Men cards. But we would just be like, got, need, which is where we got the name for the channel from. Slandit, Talonflame, Terminator, another Slandit. So we're definitely missing something fire type. What we got here? Shinx, Luxray, Luxio. That might be it. I can't remember. I think there might have just been those three. These are not quite in the right order, but Spritzy, Meowstic, Clefairy, another Spritzy. So we're missing something there, I'm pretty sure. A couple of them actually. Aromatease. Yeah, so we need a couple of those. Let's go for Darks type. So we've got Scorpy, Chempao, Drapion, Haunter. Okay, so those are swaps. So we haven't got a Ghastly, we haven't got a Gengar. Let's get the fighting type out. Probopass, Tyrantum, Hawlucha, Binnacle, Landorus, Nosepass, Hippopotas, Tyrant, Hippopotas, Probopass, we got Nosepass, we got. So we're missing a couple of those. We're missing the other guy who comes after Hippopotas, and we're missing the. Oh no, we've got Tyrantrum. Yeah, not too many. Missing one, I think. Normal type. Fletchling, Raticate, Furfrou, Rattata, Raticate, Furfrou. A couple of swaps there. We've already given a couple of Furfrous away, actually. We've only got one of these as a reverse, so we're after two more of those. Klefki, Aegislash, another Klefki, Honedge, Doublé. So we've got the full metal type, which is good. Tarragon, Judge, Naveen, Jacinth, another few Naveens and Jacinths. So they might end up in a deck at least. It's nice to have some hollows in a deck. So that's not terrible news. And then let's just have a look at the items. I know they're actually mixed up more than this, but Core, Sail, Ball, Pokemon Center, Pokepad, Galette, Shovel, Jaw. So we're Sail and Jaw. We got Pokemon Catcher, got Galette, Energy Search, Pokeball. I think we hadn't got. Oh, we did have Pokeball. We've got two Pokeball reverses, and we've got a Core Memory. So there's probably a few of those we're missing as well. So let's get those all out the way. Okay, we have sleeved all our guys. So let's go through, get those in, and hopefully we're not far off. Boom. So we're doing all of our Mega Evolution era in these red binders. Again, I know a lot of people prefer the zippy ones. These are a bit cheaper. Nothing's going to fall out of this, you know. They're still Voltex. They still feel the same, but they actually fit on our bookshelf, which is kind of a key point for us. We've got somewhere to put them. Right. Spinarak. Ariados.